You probably shouldn't retire abroad, and I'm going to tell you why. What's up, guys? It's Greeny. My name's Brian. My friends call me Greeny if you're new to the channel, and I'm an American expat. I'm retired now in Thailand. I've been here on and off, give or take 4 years. Had to make some trips here or there, back to the US, different things, you know, the pandemic, all that. I've been to a lot of different countries where people will retire, where they want to retire to a tropical paradise. I mean, I've been to Colombia, Mexico, Panama, Philippines, Vietnam, more, to name a few. I've been to, whatever, 50 to 60 different countries. I recently did an interview with a guy named Scott. He had sold everything from America and retired in Thailand. And 18 months later, it didn't work out and he's going back. A lot of people chimed in on this, gave a lot of theories of why they think he moved back, this and that. And number 4 on my list is gonna be the reason why I think he moved back. And it happens a lot. I've met a few expats here that moved back. I've also heard stories, countless stories, and I've received a ton of messages from guys that are considering moving back, that have moved back to wherever they're from. And so I just wanna kind of go over the top 5 reasons why moving abroad may not be the thing for you to do in retirement. Some of them are kind of mental. If it's not an issue, it'll make it easier. A few of them are things beyond your control that you may not be able to control, that you want to make sure are resolved before you come. So let's get into the list. Number 1 is healthcare. Healthcare could be a major problem when you move overseas. For instance, I'm in Thailand. If you're an older person, or even not an older person, but you're retiring and you're retiring early, or retiring later, it doesn't matter. If you have pre-existing conditions, the healthcare here, I'm talking insurance, is probably not gonna cover you. You may be on your own for some healthcare issues, like if you have a heart issue, high blood pressure. I have high blood pressure. I'm on my own. I wouldn't be covered if I had Thai health insurance. Luckily, I have health insurance from America, but if I were to get health insurance here, I probably wouldn't be covered. And as you go up in age, the fees go up. Like, so say if you start a new policy at age 65 here, you just move out here, you're 65 and you want a health insurance policy, it's gonna be more than what it would have been when you were 60. Same thing when you get to 70. I mean, it just goes up and up and up. And as you get older, you get more health issues, and that's gonna cost you money. If you're taking medication, you need to look at how much the medication is gonna cost you where you're moving. You might think, oh, I'm gonna move somewhere like Colombia or Thailand or different places like that. It's gonna be so much cheaper to get my medications. Well, not necessarily. I heard here in Thailand that statins are very expensive. I don't know if that's true or not. I know one of my medications I take is more expensive here. It's much cheaper for me to just get it through my insurance or through MedRx or one of these different services in America and bring it here. It could be very expensive. If you have mental health issues, you better resolve that before you come. If you come to a new country, it may exacerbate issues that you have. I mean, you may think, oh, I'm gonna go to a tropical paradise. It's gonna be great. I won't have to worry about mental health issues. The sun, you know, everything's gonna be solved. No, it's not like that. Once you get living in a place, you're living there. It's not like you're on vacation anymore. You know, you may have some aspects of a vacation lifestyle, but it's not necessarily vacation every day. So don't bring your baggage with you here. Get things solved before you come with a clear mind, and that may work out better for you. Second main issue that may be beyond your control is close ties in your home country. You know, you could have parents, you could be in your 50s, 60s, you could have parents that are ill. I recently had to go home and my dad got sick. I went home for a little while and he ended up passing away. Luckily, my sister was living there and she was able to, you know, keep an eye on him until things got really bad. And luckily I was able to get there for the last few days or so and help out a little bit. A lot of times guys or ladies don't have a support system and you better wait. You know, it's gonna be an issue if they have health issues and you gotta run back and forth, especially if you move around the world like Philippines or Thailand. That could be a major issue. I've known a few people that have left the love of their life or somebody that they were dating or somebody that they were close to move to a foreign country. And then, you know, a year later, I'm not gonna say homesick, they get lovesick, they miss the person and decide, you know what, the grass is not always greener on the other side. I had something pretty good back at home, and they go back and get back together with their loved one. When your kids get to a certain age and they get married and they have kids and you have grandkids, obviously, your kids may pressure you. They may want you to be there in their kids' lives, your grandchildren, and that may pull on your heartstrings. So it may not be that easy. So the last 3 are things that you can control. These are things that you may have to get your mind right to move to a foreign land or just get done before you come. Number 3 is patience and tolerance. You better be a patient person. You better be tolerant if you're gonna move somewhere like Thailand, the Philippines, Colombia. Many of these places, I've been to them and it's a much slower pace. For instance, I'll use a few examples from Thailand because this is where I live. Also, Colombia, Jamaica, Dominican Republic. I've been to all these places. It's very similar, all these places. You go to a restaurant, you may have to wait a long time to get your food. Your drink may come after your food. 3 people at the table, 2 people may get their food, and you may get your food 20 minutes later. It's just how it is. You just got to accept it and roll with the punches when you're in a foreign land. It's just not like America, you know. That's just their custom. In Thailand, they say sabai sabai, just let it be. In Jamaica, what'd they say? There was some saying in Jamaica. What's that saying in Jamaica that you say, like, take it easy? Not like the Rastafarians. They say, like, something. What is it? You guys know what I'm talking about. Leave me a comment. Tell me what that's called in Jamaica when people are like, chill, chill. You got to be chill. Don't expect things to be the same as where you came. You know, things are a lot different in foreign lands. The roads, it's pure craziness. That was one of Scott's big complaints, is it just drove him nuts, you know. People cutting in front of you, people no helmets, 6 people on a motorbike cutting in front of you, weaving in and out. You know what, if you're gonna drive in a foreign land, and you should drive there if you're gonna live there. I mean, if you're just on vacation or you're in a big city like Bangkok, you don't gotta drive. But if you're like out somewhere, it's gonna enhance your life to be able to get around. I mean, you know, I remember when I moved here and I had to go get some things at Big C, that's a grocery store, and it was a pain in the ass trying to get transportation, take a Bolt, bring your things. It's so much easier to drive. You got to get used to it. It's crazy. You may be driving on the other side of the street. Like I said, people drive like total friggin' maniacs. People drink and drive here. People drive the wrong way. You got to get used to some of the norms, some of the way things are done in some foreign lands. For instance, I was out recently. There's apps here, Bolt and Grab. Those are like the apps like Uber and Lyft in America, Bolt and Grab. So anyways, these people I was with, they wanted to call for a Bolt ride. And I'm like, well, we're not gonna be able to do it here. And they didn't want to listen to me. No, we can do it. They call. I'm like, well, it's not gonna work because we're near this busy street. There's a bunch of motorbike taxi guys there. And that's kind of their territory, that's their area. A Bolt driver is not gonna stop and pick up people right in front of these motorbike taxis. So finally the people listened to me. I said, listen, we're gonna walk a couple blocks down. We'll call from there where there's nobody around, and they came and got you. If you're from like America, this might really piss you off, you know? You gotta just be used to it. I remember one time I called for a Bolt, and he pulled up to pick me up at Big C, which is a grocery store, and there's taxi guys there, and they chased this guy away. He left, and he wouldn't take me. He's like, no, I can't, and he took off. So things like that you would feel is just unjust in your home country, it happens in foreign countries. It's just not the same. You know, these things are ran a different way. And if that bothers you, tough shit, you better get used to it. This is not your country. They are not gonna cater to you. Are you a picky eater? Or do like cleanliness things bother you, or bugs? You know, if you're coming to one of these tropical places, there's gonna be bugs. You may see a bug on your food, a fly may land on your food. Don't worry about it. You know, it may not look like the most clean conditions. Your stomach, since I've been here, when I first got here, my stomach, I had a few issues, but I think you kind of adjust to wherever you live. Like, you just, your body adjusts and you get used to it. Knock on wood, hopefully I don't, you know, go get food poisoning tonight, but it's, the longer I've lived here, it's happened less and less and less. And I don't think I've been eating any cleaner food than I did before. I go to markets, I go to kind of street food vendors, and it's just something that you got to get used to. Your stomach will get used to it, but if it's like just the thought of it and the sight of different things or things that you may not think are clean like your home country, get over it, dude. It ain't gonna work out for you here if that's an issue. Another thing that could be an issue is the language. My advice is, long before you come, get on an app, start learning basic terms, basic terminology, how to ask for certain things. You know, I definitely was way more comfortable when I was in Colombia and Spain and some Spanish-speaking countries to be able to converse a little bit than when I first got to Thailand. I should have done a lot more Thai practice, and it's a hard language to learn. There's so many tones, it's tonal, and like way more vowels and different things, but you know, it's not the people, and it's not their fault here, it's your fault, it's my fault if I can't understand something, if I can't communicate. Luckily, we got little translation devices. That's it, you know what I'm talking about. So those work okay, but they're not the greatest. A lot of times you'll be talking to a person and they don't want to deal with that. You know, this is their country, it's in a restaurant. The worst was like in Japan. If you can't speak the language in certain restaurants, they don't want to deal with you there. They're more tolerant in Thailand, especially if you're in vacation type areas, you know, resort type areas. They're going to be a lot more tolerant. But I would imagine if you head to places where just nobody speaks English, they're going to have less patience for you, and it's not their fault, it's your fault. Learn the friggin' language. I'm trying. I suck at it, but I'm trying. All right, 2 more. Number 4, money. What else do I got to say? Make sure you got enough money before you head out on your adventure of retirement somewhere, you know, and make sure you have a rainy day fund. Don't just, you know, if you're just going to live on a certain amount of savings and you think that's going to last you forever, you better like double that or have a third, you know, have a certain amount put away. Like I just got a call, I had to replace my well pump in America at the house there. You know, just things come up, you know, like I said, my dad got sick. I had just got back from America. I didn't know I was going to immediately, like 3 weeks later, have to turn around, buy last minute, you know, tickets and go back, and things come up. I mean, there's a lot of things that may come up that can cost you a ton of money. You might get sick. Something may not be covered by your insurance. Like I said, with the pre-existing conditions, all that type of stuff. Definitely have a rainy day fund. Have a chunk of money put away that you think you're never going to use, that you're going to take to the grave with you, because you might end up needing it. The best thing to do is make sure that you got passive income that's always going to be coming in. You know, if you're at the point where I got this much money and I'll never make another cent the rest of my life, that's scary. Try to line yourself up with some passive income, some retirement, you know, like investments, whatever. Just get that shit squared away before you come, or else you may end up having a problem. All right, number 5. This is the last one before I tell you what I think you should do to combat some of these issues. And I think Scott had a little bit of this, is boredom. Some guys like to work, believe it or not. You know, you may think in your mind like, I'm tired of it, I want to relax. Well, some people just can't relax. A lot of people also have like a professional identity. And Scott, my buddy, he was a pilot. I was a policeman. I know a lot of policemen that just have this policeman identity, and they retire, but then they do another job. Then they always got to try to keep their certification, and they want to work. They just can't let it go. Some people can't let it go, and it's just how they are. They're wired that way. That's how it is. You got to be able to let go if you're going to retire. If you're going to retire and you're going to end up like investing a lot in retirement, where you're selling your house and you're selling everything, you better make sure in your mind that you're done, that you can relax, you know, not have to go work. You're not going to be too bored. Before you go to a place, research like what there is to do in the place you're thinking about going. If you like golfing, like Thailand's a great place for golf and traveling. If you like mountain climbing, doing different things like that, you may want a more rustic terrain, like, I don't know, Mexico, things like that. Make sure the food is going to be good. Oh, that's going back to the other one. But anyways, you know, don't move somewhere where you're not going to like the food. If you're a person that has a hard time making friends, or you're shy, you know, you might get bored and you got to get out and try to meet people at different places, have things to do, have, you know, going groups. There's different groups, there's activities, there's things you can do. You know what I'm talking about. You can go online, find all these different groups, and you know, I know a guy here, he's in a chess club. They go and play chess. That's what he likes doing. That's awesome. I used to like to play Scrabble. I wonder if there's a Scrabble club here, although I'm not that bored yet. I mean, you know, but you do get bored. I mean, I sit around. I don't have a problem with it, though. I don't mind just watching Netflix or going down to the pool and just relaxing or working out. I try to walk every morning, you know, find things to engage your mind, to stay busy so you're not bored as hell. Anyways, just a short list. I mean, I could have went on and on and on. You get the gist. My number 1 word of advice, and maybe I'll do another video about preparation. I've done a few in the past. You can probably go through my history and see those, but don't just sell everything. You know, Scott spent a lot of money moving here, and luckily he has a lot of money. He's got a good job, and he can always go back and make more money. He was a pilot. And but don't just sell everything and come to a foreign land without making sure it's the right spot for you. Don't go on vacation somewhere. Don't go for a month and say, yes, yes, I'm gonna do it. No, don't sell your shit. Come for 6 months, a year, before you even get rid of everything. When I came here the first time, got cut a little short because of COVID, but I came back. You know, I moved all over the place and checked all these different areas to see what I liked. And I found a spot that I like and I'm happy here. Do that. Don't just sell all your stuff. Luckily for me, I didn't have to sell my stuff. I still got my stuff in America. I may not be here forever. You know, I'm kind of on a 10-year plan. So when I'm 65-ish, I may go back to America. I don't know. I don't know what my health's going to be like. I don't know if I'm going to need Medicare or whatever. They don't have that here. So, you know, that's my plan. Then I'll reassess it when I'm 65, unless something happens sooner. So go for a year, move around, see if you like it there. Make sure you like it there before you totally commit. That's my advice. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're into these type of videos, you know, retirement advice, Thailand advice, retiring abroad advice, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be having more, and I got a few things in the mix for the upcoming new year. Thanks for viewing. Greeny out.